97.1 QMG, your McDonald's Rhythms of Triumph station, and 1510 Big Wheel Gospel. It's that time to not only say good morning to you, family, but to welcome you as it is time to jumpstart another weekend edition of Community Focus. Thank you so much for the company and for tuning in every weekend. This is the place to hear about good people who continue to do good things in our communities. And thank you for listening when you tune in to us here on QMG. Community Focus can be heard 6 a.m. Saturday and Sunday mornings. And when you listen to us on 1510, thank you for the company there. Saturday mornings at 7:30. Likewise for Sunday, the show broadcast at 7:10. I'm Renee Vaughn, and not only do I have your company, family, but as always, the company, once again, of people who continue to do great things in our community. In fact, I want to say good morning to an organization you may already be familiar with, and it's been a while since I've had the executive director on the show for Black Women Empowered Safe Haven. I want to say, first of all, Jacqueline King, how are you? You looking good, girl.
Good morning. I am feeling good. Thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome.
I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you back. It's been a while, but you continue outside of Community Focus to really make the community aware of the ongoing need. In fact, Jacqueline, for the months, even though January has come and gone with a quickness, I can't believe we're already down 1 month in 2014, but we have all of February, in which BWE, Black Women Empowered, is collecting non-perishable food to donate to the Disabled American Veterans Chapter number 20. Now, Jacqueline, before we get into discussion with that, now that our audience knows what our primary topic of discussion will be, we have to welcome a newbie to the Community Focus family. And let me just say good morning to this young lady. Yep, you got your own microphone, my dear. Nobody has to share, even though we don't mind doing it around here. Jacqueline, she is actually sort of shadowing you, if you will, and is helping you in the organization, correct?
Absolutely. Well, she's a volunteer. She's been volunteering with us
excellent.
for a couple of years now, and she helps with the food when we go and feed the veterans and a whole host of other things. This is my right hand.
That's your right-hand girl right here. Well, let us give you a warm radio hug and welcome Miss Ayanna Grant. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And let me say good morning to this fellow Bennett Bell that I have in the house. Glad to have your company. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Good.
I'm happy to represent BWE, and I'm also happy to represent Bennett College for Women and just being a student.
Yes. And for a lot of us in the community, we are very familiar with this institution that really shapes and molds young women to, after you leave the institution, you go on to do, and we've heard so many incredible stories about what you ladies have accomplished. And so we're going to add you to that list, and just glad to have you on board for Community Focus.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, we affectionately, Ayanna, call first-timers here on the show newbies. But that's a very short-lived title, so probably by the time we even get to break, you're going to be official, which just basically means you are welcome to come back anytime. Whether you come with Jacqueline, you want to come and bring some of the other Bennett Bells here to the station, you're more than welcome. Let me start by asking, how did you end up becoming a volunteer for Black Women Empowered?
How I became volunteer for Black Women Empowered, it was a really weird story. I was actually downtown, and I was taking pictures, and I ended up meeting another member from BWE, and she started asking me questions. She said, "Do you take pictures?" And I was explaining that this is for class.
Right.
And then we exchanged information, and then we started having a conversation, and she was telling me about Black women being empowered. And I was really interested in doing it. And then after a while, I ended up meeting Miss Jacqueline. Wow. And from there, that's how I started. I'm doing community service for them.
Yes.
And I like doing community service for them. My friends know about it. I've had friends help me with doing community service for veterans, and they really like it.
And you're working with a good group of people. And Jacqueline, that smile of yours as I'm peeking around the other side of the mic, just says it all, because Ayanna is just one of the examples of the volunteers who help you out. And it's not just the young ladies who attend fine institutions such as Bennett College, but you have volunteers pretty much from all walks of life.
We do, and Ayanna actually started off, and she did photography for our first annual anniversary, and that's how she started. But we've had students from A&T, young men and women,
Right.
come and help when we serve the veterans food. We try to do that quarterly. And so we get them involved, and we make them aware of the need in our community as far as the veterans being homeless and needing our assistance.
And that's one of the things about, and let me just say, Ayanna, it's been many, 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 I might have to add a couple of more minis since I've been in school, but volunteerism is something that's very important for a lot of our area students, and I know that's something that's strongly emphasized at an institution such as Bennett College.
Yes, I do agree. Bennett College, we do serve our community, and that's a really big part of Bennett College for Women, which I'm thankful that we do have to do that, and we have to finish community service hours
Right.
Before you graduate. So that's one thing that Bennett is very proactive. We do stuff on campus and we do stuff off campus.
Right.
So we do help a lot of organizations out.
And I like to hear that coming from a student, because a lot of colleges and institutions, I don't know. That's why I say it's been many moons since I've been in a classroom. But whether or not it's a requirement or a prerequisite, the fact that students, once they do become volunteers, they really find out that even if it's not a requirement, it's something that you just enjoy doing. So how wonderful is that? Jacqueline, for those who may not be familiar with Black Women Empowered, let's talk a little bit about the movement. You started BWE back in November of 2011. So you're going on almost 3 years. And after watching what some may be familiar with, Black Girls Rock on BET, I'm familiar with this. And you were watching all the excitement from various women on social media, such as Facebook. You're looking at this, and out of this Black Women Empowerment, an online group was formed. Give us a little history about that, a little more detail.
Yeah, the last time I was here, I think we were just about 200 women. That was 2 years ago.
Well, yeah.
And we're 11,500 women now.
Wow.
And so the whole purpose, Renee, was to get women, especially women of color, to first love God, themselves, and support and love each other. That was the whole foundation of BWE. And it took a while. In the beginning, it was hard for me to get any interaction from the women. And just one day it just took off.
Yeah.
And it has not stopped, and we've just evolved into so many different things. We've done 3 extravaganzas where the women get to come out and showcase their products and services. We've done domestic violence workshops and training, and so we do a lot to help empower women. We now have 3 radio blog shows. Actually, we have 4 now. That we we have the Sisterhood, which Blanche Williams, she used to be on XM Radio. That's Thursday nights. Tuesday nights we do BWE Live. Now we have BJ Murphy on Friday. Let's Talk America with BJ Murphy. So it's we're doing a lot.
Yes, absolutely. And to have a member of our own QMG
That's
family involved with that. How cool is that? And the proof really is in the numbers. To go from even which really isn't very small in terms of 200, but to really just blossom and just literally explode from 200 to 11,000. And I add a plus because those numbers continue to grow even as we're having conversation about Black Women in Power today. Did you even see that at the early beginnings when you put this organization together? How quickly, and I think that's the key word, it would grow from its inception of November 2011 to here we are in the beginnings of 2014.
I did not. And there's no way I could have predicted that we would have so many different areas that we work in. I'm just amazed at God because even though I saw something much smaller, his plans were so much bigger than what I thought. So I'm just amazed. And just really within the last few months, we were averaging 100 women a day at for one time. So it's amazing. And it shows that we can come together. We do come together, and we will continue to support each other.
And Jacqueline, it's the women that you're helping. You're helping a wide range, whether they are women from single households, they're the only parent, taking care of children. They may be women who are survivors of domestic violence. You touched on the fact that you're helping women who have served this country and are now our veterans, having served who knows how many tours of duty between Iraq and Afghanistan. So there are just so many facets or different avenues of life in which, now that these women know that they have an organization, they know that there's something out there that can help them in so many ways. And the fact that as the organization grows, the number of women that you're able to help grows in that process as well.
Absolutely. And we actually are two organizations. Black Women Empowered Safe Haven is our non-profit. And when I saw you the last time, we were in the process of getting that together. It is a full-fledged non-profit now. And that is for homeless and struggling female veterans. And we also partner with the disabled veterans. That's who we're giving the food to this year.
Okay.
And that's on 320 East Friendly Avenue. But we, in the process, while we're still getting our facilities up, the housing, we've been doing a lot, giving Christmas gifts and volunteering. And so we've been helping the men as well as any women that need. So right now we're just helping veterans. And
you are, without question, very active in the community. And that's where we're going to stop, at least for the first half. These few minutes just go by so quickly once we get into great conversation. And certainly, fam, we don't want this to be a conversation just between myself, Ayanna, and Jacqueline. So we certainly want to invite you that if you have questions, if you have comments about today's program, anything that is encouraging you to talk to us here on the show, you know you're always welcome. We invite you, as our phone lines are open at 336-680-9710. Ladies, let's just take a very quick break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk much more about Black Women Empowered Safe Haven. And again, during the months of January and now that it's February, BWE is collecting non-perishable food to donate to all disabled American veterans, chapter number 20. All donations may be dropped off, and thank you for mentioning this, Jacqueline, as you just said, at 320 East Friendly Avenue in Greensboro. We do want to add it's between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., and the days of the week are Tuesday and Thursday. And if you would like more information, we'd love for you to call here into the show. But you can also reach out by contacting 336-541-6509. It is the weekend edition of Community Focus, heard on your McDonald's Rhythms of Triumph station, 97.1 QMG, along with our sister station, 1510 Big Wheel Gospel.